great co-hosts. We've got Tom Jada at the counter. We have Emerald cooking up in the kitchen. It's our Food Legends Thanksgiving edition. Wow, does it smell good in here.
Yeah.
What is that?
This is my mom's dressing. In Portuguese, it's called leche.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a very basic dressing and a basic technique, as Jada did with her bread pudding.
Which is delicious. We've been eating
awesome.
this fantastic
really awesome.
panettone bread pudding the whole break. It's so good.
Portuguese bread, Italian bread, French bread, you want to cube it and then milk to soak for like 30 minutes or so.
Gotcha.
So it gets really in there. That's important. Now, Mom, Hilda would not... That's important.
Hilda proper. Right.
Now, while that's soaking, we're going to take 2 eggs and just sort of whisk them, and we're just going to put the egg like this and just mix it up. Exactly. Just mix it up like that. Okay?
Just enough milk to coat?
Just enough milk to coat it.
Okay.
In this pan here, ground beef or ground pork, I prefer pork, and chorizo or chorizo. Oh, and you want to render this down just like this. This is about 8 to 10 minutes.
Beautiful.
Once that happens, we're going to add our vegetables. So we have celery, bell pepper, and growing up, I never knew this was the Trinity.
Yeah, that's right. Celery, bell pepper, and onion.
So I've been for a long time. Anyhow, now, salt. Now, what Mom does is, like, beside black pepper, she's going to also use crushed red pepper.
Red pepper, too.
But depending on how hot the chorizo is, will determine how much of this you want to put in, because generally a good chorizo will have a lot of red pepper in it. So you're going to cook these vegetables down for another 8 to 10 minutes with a bay leaf, 1 or 2 bay leaves, and then one of Hilda's secrets, she uses a lot of parsley, and if I didn't use parsley, she would be mad. So I have to. So after this cooks down, which it looks like this, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to add a lot of chopped fresh parsley, and of course you got to have garlic, right? A lot of garlic, right?
And a lot of it.
You said you also make an oyster stuffing. Is it the same base?
Yeah. So
what
I would do with oysters,
my God,
oysters love bacon.
And chorizo.
Yeah, sure. And so what we do is we render bacon out first. Okay. Then the Trinity. The bread gets soaked, but then a lot of that, you know, that oyster water, they call it oyster liqueur, Tom, as you know. As much of that as you can. Some people want to drain it, don't drain it. And wait until you do this. Right. And then fold in the oysters before you bake it. And, of course, a little Parmesan on top is always nice. Okay, you want to see this?
Is there anything you guys didn't like at Thanksgiving other than the too sweet?
Bad food.
Bad food.
Oyster dressing, peppers, and tons of garlic.
You know what? One year, Thanksgiving was always my grandmother's holiday. We split the holidays up, and there was one. My grandmother was a manic depressive, and so one year she couldn't deal with it. So we had to go out for Thanksgiving. So that was my worst Thanksgiving meal ever.
That's a bad day to go out.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, yikes!
Where did you go? Did you like in the movie, like they end up at the Chinese restaurant?
No. We had turkey. It just it didn't work.
You doing the dishes?
Rachel? I'm doing the dishes, but you got to keep your fork.
The crusty part on top. I'm the crusty girl.
All right.
There we go.
Thank you, sir. Rachel's a crusty girl.
I like crusty tops too.
I like crust. Yeah.
Crusty tops.
All right, there you go.
Hey, any picky eaters in your family? You don't allow that kind of thing, right?
I'm really lucky because my kids, they eat everything. I mean, octopus, squid, fish. I mean, they eat everything. I'm blessed.
We have the rule at home, you have to try it. You can't just say, I don't like it. You have to try it, and most often they say, oh, this is great.
Is this with the kids or with the adults,
with the kids, with the adults.
And then you have the problem that starts from the top, as we all know, as great
You don't like that, do you?
Right.
Johnny, you hate
broccoli.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
now the kid hates broccoli.
Right.
If you tell them they don't like it, if you only give them a chicken nugget,
you're not going to like that. Guess what?
That's right.
Yeah, but I agree with you. My daughter won't touch mashed potatoes.
4 hours making this turkey casserole, but you're not going to like it.
A lot of kids are on the spectrum.
You were right. I'm not going to like it. You know, I have to give yet another hit to this book. I love Sizzling Skillets and Other One-Pot Wonders. It's Emerald's latest, and I think it's one of the greatest because this is the most asked for thing. Everybody wants these year-round. One-pot
meals.
Exactly. Brilliant. Gorgeous looking, too.
Excuse me.
Yeah, we're reaching.
I just want the crust. I don't want the wet stuff.
So listen.
Hilarious.
If you have Giada over for Thanksgiving, just put your stuffing on the sheet pan. That's right.
And burn the whole thing, top to bottom.
Did you guys do any other Portuguese, traditional Portuguese things during Thanksgiving?
Kale soup or caldo verde. I love it.
I like kale soup.
But now I change that little tradition a little bit and do it the next day. The other thing that I love to do is I love taking the turkey bones from Thanksgiving and making a turkey bone gumbo the next day. Make the star, yeah.
I know, right?
Oh, yeah. Guess who's cooking next?
Oh, I'm making Thanksgiving. I'm making Thanksgiving. You can have the other 364 days of the year.
Thanksgiving for my family was a pretty special holiday. My mom, huge cook, and we would start probably a week before. I remember cracking walnuts at night, and she would shell walnuts, and we would bag them. Now, in my family, there is a few traditions. One, I have to make my mom's lache. Two, I have to make oyster dressing because of that sort of ties into New Orleans. And oysters around Thanksgiving to Christmas are just fantastic. And then three is that I have to make my mother-in-law's cornbread dressing, which is very Southern. Are you with me so far? Guilty pleasure for me is probably the day after. I love taking just simple white bread and all three of those dressings, if they're left over, with turkey and some homemade cranberry sauce. And I like to griddle it just a little bit, so it's not quite like a panini, but it's more like a grilled cheese, but it doesn't have any cheese. I'm thankful for the men and women who are representing us in the armed forces and who are sacrificing much more than I certainly am sacrificing. So I thank them and want to say happy Thanksgiving to them with a lot of love from the Lagasse family.